Yo, welcome back as always. It's the Wealthy Sibling Podcast. I'm your host, Marcellus, aka Marcel Griffin. I am a wealth creator, wealth mentor, and as always, why are we here? Well, because we are the ones who are the wealthy sibling, the wealthy relative who want to change our family's money story. And we talk about that journey even if we're on it along the way, right? The good, the bad, and just the journey of being that wealthy sibling. And today we're going to talk about the small wins that lead to your possibilities and how I did what. Bro, I went to Minnesota for free. No cap. I know you're gonna feel like it's cap. No, I really did that. I went to Minnesota for free, and here's how I did it. If you do not know who I am, I'm known as Marcel Griffin, and I trade, right? I'm an investor, I do financial literacy, I do business, and not only do I trade in real life, but I did a trade of the mindset, right? There was a trade that I made. I am a published author. Shout out, you can go grab my book. And I'm still running a special for holidays. I'm the author of a trade I made. You can get it on Amazon, get shipped to you around the world. I am a globally accessible author, right? And for the holiday, you're going to get my 2 ebooks as long as you fill out my landing page. You go to the link in my bio and Instagram, or you can comment and say, invest the money, and then I'll send you the landing page to get to it. Make sure you grab the book before the sale will stop on New Year's. Yeah, on New Year's Day. By the end of New Year's Day, that'll be the sale. It's my holiday bundle. You grab my book from Amazon and you'll get 2 ebooks for free with immense value, over $1,000. Plus, if you play it right, like I said, the 2 ebooks is How Did I Build $1 Million Network? How to invest under $500 for beginners, right? Like you can make things happen. But I want to talk about how did I go to Minnesota for free? What happened? Okay, so let's get into it. So, like I said before, I'm an investor, I'm a trader. And I want to talk about how this entire trip, the rental and the hotel for the entire weekend, were paid just off my trades. All right. Now, I'm going to show you these because it estimated around like $500 for me to go to Minnesota, right? So here's what it looks like. And I'm even going to show you. Because I don't like the cap, right? I don't like the cap. So like I said, my room cost $200 and some, $230. Proof. That's how much my room was. Here's the trade that paid for my room. So the trade that paid for my room was my lovely DraftKings. So I put this call in December 8th. This is a DraftKings $30 call. It expires on 3/20 in 2026. It got up to, I want to say, $35, maybe $40. 100% profit. Flip the money. My rentals paid for, my hotels paid for, and I got a pretty much $150 on top of that, right? So that's paid for. The rental cost me $100. Here's the trade to pay for that. And and I talk about this in the message. Like we had a whole conversation about like what are small wins, why you should enjoy your small wins or the glimpses into what your new future can be like, right? Here's why. A lot of people are going to tell you and talk to you about wait till they made $10,000, which is a real number. It can't happen. But they're going to wait until they do these type of things to start showing you, yeah, it's possible. Nah, but you can have this type of life and have this type of experience right now. You have to trade in your mindset. You have to decide, do I want to become the wealthy sibling or do I want to be complacent? You want to be wealthy or you wait? What we doing? So, but Marcel, hold on, bro. Like, cool, we seen it. You pay for the room. How you pay for the rental? Like, you know what I'm saying? It costs money to travel, gas. How'd you do that? Same trade they pay my phone bill. Right. Not only do I have T-Mobile, I trade T-Mobile. Shout out to T-Mobile in the service. Shout out to Expedia. They never really disappoint. I love to have a partnership with them. But here's the trade. So put in a T-Mobile call. This was the day after Christmas. The market was actually no. I put this in. Before, no, this was my day trade. Put this in day of that morning. 8:30 Central Time is when the open bell happens. Put this trade in. Made $100 on top. Rental paid for the whole weekend. What's the average cost of rental? The average cost per day of rental was $30. If I make $100 on the trade, that means the entire weekend is paid for and gas in the rental. Rentals paid for, done. We gone. So not only do I got play money when I'm outside, there's no money has came out of my pocket. No money has came out of my pocket. This entire trip, I give you an example. Let's say you do what we love to call a budget. You do a budget, you realize that you got an extra $400 that you don't really use. This is your money to the side rainy day fund. It's Monday morning. You say, man, I really want to go to Texas for my birthday. Shout out to all the birthdays that are either in December or coming up in January to the new year. Bro, one trade can pay for your whole road trip if you live near Texas, and same trade can pay for your whole flight. I've paid for I paid for my VIP ticket. I paid for my, and I'm talking about investments. This is another example, right? Or like, oh, that was big money. At least like $2,000-$3,000. Everything was paid for. Paid for my InvestFest ticket, VIP year, $1,500. Paid for my flight, like $200. Paid for my room whole weekend, maybe like $500. $3,000 trip paid for off trades. Come on, man, what we talking about? Now, this was just a recent example of like, yo, your life can really be like this if you start utilizing your money and gaining a new skill. You can even do this in everyday trades, right? There's so many opportunities. There's so many things. Because I talk about this even when I do like the wealth strategies class. But I love the stock market for what it is because these are the things that we can do. This is the possibilities for our community. And if you really want to say, I want to be the wealthy sibling, I want to be wealthy and I don't want to be waiting, these are the type of things that can make that happen. Straight like that. And this experience was so eye-opening for me. We sitting here, I was sitting with my partner, and I'm like, bro, we paid for our entire trip. We literally have no stress and we enjoying the entire emotion of the city. Shout out to Minnesota. I love the ambiance. I love the environment. Like it's so smooth and slow motion. I'm talking about, bro. And shout out to all African girls, East African girls that out there in Minnesota. Appreciate y'all as well. But nah, bro, I ain't even gonna hold you. Like to have that experience it's everything. It's everything. That's why I tell y'all, like, we can change our family's money story. There's a decision that we need to make. There's a trade that we need to make mentally and literally. And you can start to enjoy the aspects and change your environment. All up in the work in. All up in the work in. And for those who have a 9 to 5 and you don't think you can do this, yes, you can do it. The same way you put that extra time in for OT. Imagine saying, I'm going to work I'm going to pick up this new skill called trading and investing. I'm going to do, and you don't even need, you can do this once. You only need to do this every week and burn yourself out. That's one thing we don't want to do as entrepreneurs and investors. You don't have to burn out, right? Let's say in a 40-hour work week, and if you paid every 2 weeks, that first week, you say, I'm going to work overtime 40 hours if you want to do it, 20 hours, cool. That same check that you get an extra $500 to $1,000 on, because that's probably what the overtime will be, right? You put that into the market on that Friday of payday, and you swing trade that for 30 days. You get the trend line right. You get the volatility of the market right. So how, like, I'll give you an example. The difference between my DraftKings trade is the volatility and the momentum of how the price moves versus T-Mobile. T-Mobile is a slower stock. That's a more probably leap play. You still make good money, but the price aggression or regression don't move the same. So me getting $3 off of DraftKings and getting $1 off of T-Mobile is slight, right? $3 a day off DraftKings on my we in the dough. $300, $500, boom. Working off T-Mobile, made some money, but it don't move the same. Price action and price move is very important if you're day trading or even if you swing trading, because depending on your window, that happens. But I got to say this to you. If you get anything from watching my show, the reason why I called it Wealthy Sibling is because I believe I am going to be and is the wealthy sibling of my family. Right? I've done this with my own hands, wit, and intelligence. Pay for my entire trip for free. There's no money coming out of my hard-earned cash. The paycheck to pay for my rent, the paycheck to pay for the lights that I use for my studio, paycheck to pay for this equipment. None of that. No robbing Peter to pay Paul to pay for this trip. None of that. I enjoy life for free. And you can too. Come on, man. What we talking about? But it's always like, share, subscribe. And yeah, I went to Minnesota for free. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all grab my book. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, Marcel Griffin on all platforms. And we got to get into it. You already know what it is, man. We getting wealthy. We not waiting. We get into a bag. We building wealth. We taking action. And we setting goals. All going into 2026. Appreciate y'all. Much love.